In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you information about the male brain that men are very uncomfortable with you knowing. Reasons why men give mixed signals, keep you on the hook, or don't commit one way or the other. It's going to be explained all in this video. I'm also very excited to announce that today is the day I release my book online. You can grab it only for the next 48 hours for just 99 cents before the price rise. So hit the link in the description to grab that too. Hit the subscribe button with the bell and I'll see you for the secret right after this. Okay, there is something very important you must know about the male brain. And not only know, but you have to act on it and put boundaries around it. Otherwise, you will find yourself in this perpetual cycle with guys. This on and on again, off again thing, this mixed signals, guys keeping you on the hook, texting you once a week to keep you there, never fully going, but never fully coming in either. You'll get that pattern right throughout your dating life if you do not know this rule. Now, this is not for you if you've just been dating the guy for 3 weeks. This is for you if you're in a perpetual cycle with the guy. To explain this concept, I need you to imagine a scale of 0 to 10. This is a scale of emotional connectedness. Over here at 0, we have totally disconnected. No contact, you're not talking to the guy at all, there is nothing there. 10, deep commitment. You're connected to him, you're married, maybe you've got kids. There is a deep, deep level of bondedness that exists. Now, I'm sure you can appreciate that getting stuck in the middle with a guy who sends mixed signals is not much fun. You find it frustrating, anxiety-provoking, and men tend to do this thing, right? You try to push them away, and then they miss you and they come back, they text you again. And then they start to get close to you and they pull away. Men do this frustrating thing where they sit in the middle. And I'm sure you can identify with it if you've been in this perpetual cycle with a guy. So where does this come from? Well, there's 2 very important things you have to understand about the emotional brains of men and women. The fact about men is that men grew brains in tribes of less than 100 people. That means men came from a place of sexual scarcity where there weren't many sexual options. The women were making the choices and the men had very few to choose from. Women came from sexual abundance. But while they could get all the sex they wanted, there was a problem. Sex had the high risk of pregnancy. This leads to 2 very important things. Number 1, it means that men do this thing, this annoying thing where they like to gather sexual options like squirrels gather nuts in the winter. You've probably found it very frustrating that a guy doesn't just push you away. He doesn't just go to a 0. He doesn't like to do that. He likes to keep contact and keep it a 3 or a 4 or a 5. Whereas women need a quality sexual option, not a quantity. That means you are more likely to get rid of sexual options quickly and push them to either a 0, I'm not going to talk to you, or a 10, let's commit because you're a great sexual option. You see, when you think about this in the spectrum analogy, men's fears, well, they don't really sit in the middle. A man's brain doesn't work like yours. He doesn't have to get rid of sexual options, it's not in his programming. In fact, to do so was actually pretty dumb as an evolutionary tribal man because it meant less chance of his seed being passed onwards. So men will sit in this middle zone, and you'll notice 2 things about men who leave the middle zone. When a man wanders away from you, suddenly you think, oh great, he's not interested, I can get away. And then he texts you again, calls you, and comes back. It's quite frustrating, right? His fear of loneliness kicks in. Men do not have as many emotional connections as you, so this fear of loneliness kicks in when he hits a 2 or a 1 and he contacts you again. The pendulum swings back to the middle. But then it starts to go the other way. And men who typically have more masculine energy, and remember the masculine energy, the masculine force thrives in freedom, start to feel less of that freedom at 8 and 9. So then it swings back and he starts to push you away. And the pregnancy risk? Well, pregnancy was an inconvenience for men in tribal times, but it wasn't really a negative. It was a much bigger negative for the woman. So you have a comfort zone in the middle of this spectrum where a man can happily sit. And there's a fear of loneliness or a fear of restriction at either end. This is why you get this pendulum behavior where guys will swing one way and then the other. He says, I miss you, and then he pulls away. Because he's constantly oscillating between 2 fears. Now, these don't really exist for you. For a woman, the main fears are around pregnancy risk and about guys who are half in, half out. This area, this 4, 5, 6 area, causes a lot of anxiety for women. So women say, I'd rather you just told me no and went away from me to let me connect to someone else or commit to me. But that's not a comfort zone for a man. So what do you do about this? Well, my message for you is this. If you're finding yourself in a perpetual on and off again, on again cycle with a guy, if you're finding you keep getting brought back in by a guy, but then he pulls away again, if you're finding this frustrating pattern is occurring in your life, then you've got men who are sitting in their comfort zone. They're sitting at a 4, 5, or 6 because that's where the male psychology feels comfortable and doesn't have to face its fears of either loneliness or intimacy. It is on you to set boundaries. It is your responsibility that if you don't want men in your life who are sitting at a 4, a 5, or a 6, to push them off the fence. Right? You can't guarantee which way they will fall, but you can guarantee they'll go one way or the other. By the way, if you're enjoying this concept, don't forget to download my book. It is only available electronically for 99 cents for the next 48 hours. Right, so you as a woman, it is your job to use healthy boundaries and not let a guy sit at a 4, 5, or a 6. He will try all day, if you let him, for months, sometimes years, sometimes even longer. But that is the male comfort zone, and that is where you have to have the boundaries and awareness to say, hey, this guy's comfort zone is a 4, 5, or a 6. I need you to be a 0 or at least an 8, consistently moving towards a 10. You are allowed to do that. You're allowed to push the guy out of his comfort zone and off the fence. Again, this advice is not for you if you've just been dating someone 3 weeks and you're getting to know each other. This advice is for women stuck, for you. If you're stuck in the perpetual cycle with a guy and you cannot get out of it because he never quite pulls away, but he never quite commits either. That is the secret of the male brain as to why men like this middle zone and women bloody hate it. Don't forget my book is now available as well. Make him yours, Beating the Odds of Modern Dating, just 99 cents on Amazon for the next 48 hours. Let me know your thoughts on this concept. Hope it explains some things. Women want 0s and 10s, men want 4, 5s and 6s. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button with the bell and of course the thumbs up button. And like I say, check out the book. If you're not sure, you can download the first chapter absolutely for free. Links in the description. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next video very soon.